Surprise hit Wall Street after global stock markets continue to plunge in response to U.S. tariffs. China saying now they are going to impose an additional 34% tariff on U.S. goods, and that will start April 10th. Trillions of dollars were lost, and the S&P and 500 dove 4.8%, marking the worst day since the outbreak of COVID-19, triggering concerns of investor uncertainty and fears of recession. For more on the stock market reaction, we're joined this morning by Patty Levitt-Reid, financial commentator. Patty, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Anne-Marie.
Let's get an update on how things are looking this morning.
Well, you just made reference to the 34% retaliation by China on any goods imported from the U.S. The futures were off about 400 points when I got up. They accelerated to the downside about 1,400 points. They have since pulled back to around 1,100. I think it's pretty safe to say that we're in for another very rocky trading day.
Yeah, stocks from big companies like Nike, Apple, United Airlines, those all fell. So what does that say to you about investor and consumer confidence?
It's definitely waning. Investors are speaking. They've moved to the sidelines. Anybody who has manufacturing in China, which Apple, of course, does, was absolutely slammed. The Magnificent Seven, Apple, Amazon, Meta platforms. When I look at the U.S. market, Anne-Marie, we saw $3.1 trillion in market capitalization wiped out. TSX was down about 3%, also leading the charge. Technology, followed by financials and energy. Can I throw one thing in? I was doing a bit of research just now. You know, I was thinking about it. This period of instability, it's gut-wrenching. And so I thought, when have we been through this before? I made a list. The Asian financial crisis, which was in 1997. We got through the dot-com bust in 9/11 in 2001. Anne-Marie, we got through the Asian financial crisis, China stock market crash 2015. But before that, the global financial crisis. Remember Lehman Brothers? Yeah, they were allowed to collapse. We got through COVID in 2020. Now we have Trump tariffs. I mean, it's gut-wrenching. You feel like we're never going to get through it. We don't know where it's going to end, and we really don't. But I gotta caution, like, try not to panic. If you have a 5-year time horizon, historically, the markets have come back over time.
You know, in this ongoing effort for people to try to figure out these negotiations and what will it take to move the needle and perhaps change President Trump's mind or cause some adjustment, people have thought maybe it's the stock market, maybe the markets react, that will be the thing. But Trump is downplaying the market reaction, and it seems that he sees this as short-term pain, long-term gain. At what point might we see that in the markets? The gain part.
Well, that's interesting to say. I think the U.S. midterm elections possibly could be a turning point for him, because it'll certainly telegraph what Americans are thinking. You know, his whole platform, while I reflect on it, had everything to do with making things more affordable for Americans, for America to continue to grow. That's not going to happen. I will say, however, I talk about the U.S., but when you think about who really stands to lose, we do here in Canada. You know, it's being projected, Anne-Marie, we could see about 2% of GDP growth downgraded from there. Second hit would be the U.S. at about 0.6. And then I looked at China at 0.2. So I've said it before, no one wins in a trade war, but the talks have to continue. We have to see where this can go. And I'm hoping, you know, this was originally thought, you know what, this is like playing poker. We're going to call your bluff. I'm just not so sure. So I go back to the U.S. midterm election.
What are you watching for the next few days, Patty?
I'm watching for a few things. I'm hoping that the average retail investor doesn't capitulate, throw in the towel, move to the sideline. If they're diversified, we could see areas such as healthcare, consumer staples, utilities. These tend to be defensive stocks that do better in periods of instability. I would add to that, some will think there are buying opportunities. These are great companies that are being beaten down, that have very strong fundamentals. And others who have dividend paying stocks are saying, okay, I'm being paid to wait. I'm just not going to look at the stock price right now. So I'm hoping, on the one hand, the investor can sort of stay steady as she goes, be calm through this. Well, on the other side of it, that these talks continue and they accelerate.
Yeah, this uncertainty, I mean, this whole week or really these last 2 weeks have been really tumultuous for a lot of people. But can I focus everybody in on just a moment on something good that's happening and on some good news? We want to send a huge congratulations to you and to your family because Jane, your daughter, just gave birth to twin boys yesterday. Look at them, they're so
Look
cute.
at them.
Patty,
They
congratulations.
are identical. And look at baby A, that's an A, baby B, that's Hank. He was 6'6", and Reed was 6.2, and all are healthy.
Great.
So,
Great
yeah, pretty
sizes, which is
exciting.
what we talk about with multiples all the time. Tell me their names again, Patty.
Henry is the one on the left. He'll go by Hank, and he is so far the better eater. He's a Hank. And Reed is on the right-hand side. He's a B. But you know what? They gravitate towards each other.
Yeah.
I am fascinated by this.
They spent a lot of time together. Listen, also, can we just give a shout out to your daughter, Jane, because she has two sons. Anybody who follows you on Instagram knows your grandsons well. What are the ages of the grandsons? Because how many boys under what age does she have now? 4 boys under what?
Luke is 2, Sam is 4, and the twins now. So she'll have 4 boys under the age of 4. And I have recreational property where I am right now across the street. The question I have for our viewers, is it time for me to move? No, I'm just kidding.
No, she's going to need you more now than ever, and I know you know that. Patty Lovett-Reed, congratulations to you. Congratulations to Jane. Best of luck with the 4 under 4, Jane. All right, Lindsey is going to join us next. Thanks, Patty, so much.
Thank you.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.